All right. Greetings, Diesel Funketeers. Tim Fielder here for the latest episode of Live Drawing with Tim Fielder. It is Friday, January 9th. It's around 7:15 Eastern Standard Time. I think I've got pretty much everything going now. Just want to check one more time. I'm, sometimes dealing with all these things here. Gets to be a lot to manage, but everything seems to be going pretty good. So that's good. So LinkedIn is going well. Substack is, that's weird. I thought Substack was moving. If it is, great. If it's not, we're not going to worry about that. At least for the moment. Let's go back one more time here. Let's see what's happening with Substack. Substack, that's the problem child. Substack's the problem child. You got to be really, really, really cautious with Substack, because if you don't, it can cause you issues. So you want to treat Substack like it's a young child. You don't ask it for too much. You keep the directions very, very simple. And if you can do that, you're good. But what I got to do here is I got to copy this here. Hang on one second, guys, while I do this and start Substack. Go here, bam, come on. Wait, hold on, what's going on there? Oh, let's go back. All right, we're going to, yikes. This is, so yesterday it was TikTok, today is Substack. It's always something with these things. Okay, so we're going to click here, go here, and V, got that. Go here again. And V again. We got it. Go back. And now we want to start up Substack again. Let's go here. Click there. Start up Substack. It's connecting. So we should be good to go. All right, good. So I think we are good. And leave Substack alone. Okay, LinkedIn is good. TikTok. Hello, TikTokers. I am back after a little bit of technical confusion yesterday. We are back, rocking and rolling with you guys again. We're not going to worry about LinkedIn for the moment. Instagram is going. I can see here. Okay, and you guys can see what I'm watching. Okay, that's good. I can see a little of my I have a monitor here on my iPad. I have my secondary monitor here, and I have my Cintiq. Yes, I know my desktop is ridiculous, but hey, that's what happens when you got as much stuff going on as me. Anyway, let's go down here. So I'm going to show you guys some things I've been working on here. You know, of course, hello, Danielle Planas 508. How you doing? Good to see you there. You guys know I've been doing High John Conqueror. You guys know I've been doing Black Prince. You guys know I've been doing the Comet, which I do intend to do a little bit of Comet breakdowns because I want to try to finish the breakdowns for my adaptation of W.E. Du Bois's The Comet. I want to try my best to finish that by next week before the 15th. So I got effectively 6 days to get it done, about 80 pages to do, which is not the worst thing in the world as long as I crank. But at any rate, I am Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist, known for doing this book here, Infinitum, an Afrofuturist Tale. Maddie's Rocket, that guy there, or girl I should say. And then we got this one here, which is the graphic history of hip hop. It's the latest book that is out, but the other project that I'm working on is this project here called this guy, High John Conqueror, which is an Afrofuturist action adventure, kind of bloody, but that's okay. And very happy with the way it's looked here. We've got 33 episodes up, and I will be resuming new episodes on Monday. I'm going to drop down. I've been going 3 to 5 days a week. This is, you know, back from a break yesterday, really. The holiday towards the end was kind of tricky because we had a car breakdown in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. But now that we are here, you can see all the work I did here. It has an author's page. It's pretty good here. Very, very happy. If you sign up for it, you get a free screensaver from High John. News, everything is on there, and I'm very, very proud of that. Also, it appears that now the photos are coming through on this right here. This is when I was in New Orleans on my way about to come home. Let's go to About. We got the archive. You guys saw that. We have our home. Also, check out this rollover here. If you move the cursor around, see what happens? It lights up. Isn't that cool? And so, yeah, very, very happy with that. We got a news, got the author, and of course, I am the owner of Diesel Funk Studios, which I have all my projects here. I'm going to be making some updates eventually to my website. So when you go to my website, the YouTube channel will be one of the first things that you see. I think it's important that that be featured in these stories here, be moved down. But like I said, it shouldn't be too difficult to do with my software, and of course I'll be able to plug everything in, have the proper tags and everything happening. So I'm very, very happy with that. Let's go here. Let's check and see. Okay, we got Facebook happening. Let's see here to make sure I go there. Okay, no comments yet. That's good. YouTube is good. I want to, let's see if we can place this. Gonna minimize this for the moment here. I'm gonna set up my pedal very soon. I have an Elgato pedal, which allows you to switch screens. But for right now, I've been kind of like just doing it manually. But I know the time is coming where I need to kind of like step up my game when it comes to switchers and that's okay. Let's see here, we got right there. Okay, good. Now you might wonder, what is he looking at? What I'm looking at is I'm looking at my control system. Here, what is this? We're having trouble with this live video. I have no idea what's going on, but it's okay. Let's go back to live here. Okay, we're good. Boom. I'm going to go to live again. Okay, there we go. All right, now let's go back to my desktop here. All right, let's mute that right there. For now, we don't need that active. So again, I am the creator of Kick has me weird. It has me logged out, but that's okay. I think we're logging back in. I think allow access. Oh, Mel wants to allow. Oh, okay, that's new. Since when is Mel asked for permission from Kick? Okay, but that's cool. Finalizing my login. Okay, that wasn't active there. That's good to know. I think Mel just made some upgrades as well. Okay, I do not claim to be the most technical of people. So if you're looking for someone who's super high tech, I am most certainly not your guy. All right, so let's check one last thing here. I want to check. Okay, that's okay. We've been going about 9 minutes now. Okay, we're good there. Feeling happy about that. Hello, everyone. Tim Fielder here. Okay, so we got our screen happening. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go down the bridge. So again, as I said, I'm working on High John Conqueror, but I'm going to move High John down to 3 days a week. And the reason why I'm going to do it 3 days a week, because between now and March, there's a new project that I'm starting up. Now, for you folks who chimed in yesterday, you saw I'd begun this thing called Brother Robo. Now, Brother Robo was a children's graphic novel that I had pitched 3 years ago. Everybody passed on it, which was fine. That's fine. No one's under any obligation to take any book that I pitch. However, let's see here. Is that okay? I think we're good there. Okay, we're good. All right. Yeah. However, I hate doing pitch packages that are rejected because it's an awesome amount of work to put everything together. Right? And so I went back to Brother Robo recently because I've become fascinated with microdramas, which is effectively sort of what High John is, like a hybrid of a microdrama, generally told in vertical format. It can be vertical or horizontal, depends on how you pitch it out. But High John is a hybrid between a comic book and a video, or basically a vertical drama or a horizontal drama. And that's the thing that I'm doing now. And I love doing High John because while I am doing it, thank you everyone who's starting to look at me on TikTok. I really appreciate that. But the idea is what I'm doing is while I'm also doing the comic, again, the whole purpose of Live Drawing with Tim Fielder is that you guys see not only how I work, but you literally see the projects I'm working on. The only projects that I'm not showing are the projects that specifically a request has been made after I've told folks, look, I'm going to be doing my work live. As if they said, you can't show that. And at this point, I'm probably past that point of my career, most of it at least. You never know. But for the moment, right now, what's happening is I am doing my work, and I decided to resurrect a project called Brother Robo. That's my wife back there saying yes. Okay. And it was a big day for Brother Robo, and I'll explain to you why. I'm going to just go through this here very quickly, and you'll be able to see the pages, right? Brother Robo is, and anyone who knows my drawing style knows that I'm the fully rendered guy. I mean, there's only a handful of us that work like this, particularly when it comes to black comics. There's a few out there, but it's hard. They know it's hard. It's hard to do fully rendered work. But that's what I'm known for doing. Infinitum, Maddie's Rocket, hell, even graphic history hip hop at this point. Uh, Unpublished book like my Dr. Dre graphic novel from Marvel. Uh, Difficult to do because they are effectively fully rendered books, and that becomes tricky. Well, um, what I decided to do was I am interested in what can happen in the children's market. I believe I have something to say in that market. And what that means is I put together something. But even though I might think it's something cool, nobody went for it. You can't get upset. Well, it was annoying. I'm not going to lie there. But, they can do whatever they want to do. You know what I mean? But we are now in a period where we can do whatever we want to do. It used to be, I'm almost 60. I turned 60 in September of this year. And 30 years ago, when I was 30 years old and I thought I was hot stuff, if someone didn't give you the green light to get in the industry, it didn't matter what you thought of yourself. You were cooked. Because only a handful of people made decisions as to whether or not your work could be seen. That's not fair. It's physics. That's what it was. I've been told by people before. Some big names that, projects I was working on. I remember when I was working for one dude, I was starving. He, of course, was too oblivious to realize that I was starving at the time. Working for him, couldn't make my rent because they wasn't paying. I had to pull out of the project because I look, I can't pay my rent. And he told me if I didn't finish the job, I would never work in the industry again. Now, at the age at that time, I was 22, maybe 22, 23 years old. That completely blew my mind apart. I could not fathom the idea that if you were talented and you were willing to do the work and you were starving while doing the work, that you would be punished like that. Because at that time, I was very naive. I didn't understand. Now I'm clear. If most can get something for free, they'll do it, right? And I get it. I've made mistakes as well, so I'm no one to judge. But it is tedious producing work for years and years and years on end, and not being able to get picked up. Now I've been blessed. I am picked up now. My work gets picked up. I'm blessed to be able to do that. I'm doing the comment. I'm doing Black Prince. I'm a part owner of Graphic History Company. Diesel Funk is still going. We got a lot of exciting things happening over the next month. And one of those projects is Brother Robo. So let's go through this very quickly here. So as you can see here, so this is it. And it has all the lettering was done, the whole thing. But again, this project was not picked up. I love it though. I feel like the project, this was done for my children when they were younger. When they were younger kids, that's one. And two, for my niece and nephew, who they're not old, but they're still kids, 12, I think one's 12, I think she's 12 or 13, one or the other, and the other is 16, right? So the characters are even named after them, and I wanted to do something about these twins. But that was ostensibly set in a very much a kind of a middle school environment, but with giant robots. And you can see here I actually played around with lighting. See? So some of this stuff I think I'll keep, some of it not. But this artwork is done. And unless I self-publish this book, it'll never be seen by anyone. Unless I show it here on Live Drawing with Tim Fielder, or I take it even further. See that type of stuff? See, let's zoom in here for a little bit here. See this? It's the level of detail I had to go through to. See the difference? See the difference? I went in and added lighting to this type of stuff. This is a lot of work to do because it was important to me to show children of multicultural backgrounds, because this is an Afrofuturist story, meaning I'm not killing anybody in this like I normally do, like Infinitum. And well, Maddie's Rocket, I don't kill anybody. No, it's not like Darth. No disintegrations, right? None of that in Maddie. But Maddie is still dealing in a Jim Crow environment. This, I want to idealize futures that is still Afrocentric from its core. That was the important thing for me, to be able to do that. And by doing that, I felt like it was important that I show that. I show that to the world. That's what I wanted to do, right? So I decided here to take it up a notch and to do this. Let's just go through here right quick. Let's go to toggle through these. All right, so you all saw this page. Now, I put an awful amount of work into this stuff here. You can see here, you see the base, you see the robot sitting in the chamber. Let's zoom in there, right? And I'm just going to show you guys this sequence here. Very important stuff. I hope she doesn't mind. I was just talking to, I hope, please don't get upset. I was just talking with Shakita Applebaum. That sister has got it going on. She is very much a forward-thinking artist and much more connected in terms of how the industries work, particularly Ford Industries. I hope to be able to talk with her a little bit more so I can know what the hell I'm doing. Anyway, so I had a Neo moment from the Matrix over the last 24 hours. These are just basic drawings. Again, see that sketchiness in there? That was done on purpose. It's all done on purpose. I intentionally drew this strip so that it would look kooky, like a toddler or a middle school kid drew it, right? You know, I have this thing I do in my workshops where I'll say everyone can draw, right? Everyone can draw. Everyone has the ability to draw. Everyone has the ability to visualize. Your style is simply your style. It's how you draw. You either draw well, you don't draw well, but it doesn't matter, because as long as you can communicate, it doesn't matter, right? And that's, I feel that way. I very, very much feel that way. I feel like, okay, this is something that is important. It's very, very important. Okay, so we take it that way. I feel good about that. But then I felt like, you know what? Maybe I could repurpose these images, right? All right, because you can see it's tons of stories, tons of drawings. Some of the drawings I'll keep. Some of them I'll change. Right? This is where the robot launches out of the base here, right? And I showed a little bit of this yesterday, but again, as I said, I had my Neo is pulled from the Matrix moment today. So let's go here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Photoshop. And of course, this is a little sluggish today because I got so much stuff. I had so much stuff I have to clean here. So you all saw that, right? And on this layer here, I have all of these different effects. Light haze. I could turn this off here if I want. See, that's a kind of a dark vibe happening. I had shadows in there. See that light there? See that light? That means the chamber is about to open. But, you know, I doubled it up so it would have an effect. But then, see these lights here? Let me zoom out here so you can see that a little bit better. So you see this? Watch this. See the red lights? And what this does, it adds ambience, right? And then you have that. And you have this. You see what I'm saying? So what it is, if I go from dark to semi-light, then I have the ability to open up those layers, right? So I can take it here. See that? So now it's a little bit open, but you can even take it a little bit further. See that? See what that does? So these are what I classify as layer states, and these layer states are effectively keyframes that can be used for animation. Very powerful tool. I consider myself a mediocre animator. However, utilizing generative AI, let me qualify. I consider myself a mediocre full animation person, but I consider myself a very good keyframe animator. Meaning I have the ability to draw the keyframe. The in-betweens, hey, I leave that to the professionals, right? But generative AI can perform in-betweens. It can do the in-betweens. It can add stuff to your work that's quite amazing. It can take your drawings. I have no interest in writing a prompt that generates a drawing for me. Like everyone, I started out doing that because at the time you could not use images as prompts, but that changed and now images are used for prompts. So my rule is I always start with my own drawing as the prompt because I'm not interested in my work looking like someone else's work. I want it to look like my work. And I have beat that horse to death, right? I have beat that horse to death because that's all, I repeat that over and over again. Let me just put out there we go. Sometimes you have to send a note here. And eventually I'm going to hopefully have a co-host here. I think I got a co-host. Might show up once he gets his studio squared away. Anyway, so we got this. Okay, we're good there. Everything seems to be moving. Hello, LinkedIners. Hello, Kickers. Kick and Twitch. Let's check on Kick. Kick. Yes, we are live on Kick. This is amazing. Twitch. Whoops. Got to refresh that. Yes. I make paid artwork for streamers. I create logo banners. Yeah, man. I appreciate it. But, dude, I already do all my artwork. And that's, so just to show you guys here, what the heck? I'll show you this. You see this? Hey, hope you're doing great. How long have you been streaming on Twitch? Well, I'm just curious. Do you like art? I make paid artwork for streamers. I create logo banners, overlays, intros, and emotes to help your channel look better. If you're interested, I'd love to share my portfolio with you. Now, first of all, Emma Dave _219. If there's anyone who need work, give them Emma, I guess. Emma Dave? I don't know Emma Dave is a guy or girl, but it doesn't matter. The point is, if you need work, person to look them up. Maybe they can help you out, do what you need to do, right? And by the way, I'm not going to be going for long today. I intend only to go for like an hour. There's some other stuff I got to do. One, I got to catch up on Hi John because in the last week or so, I kind of held back a little bit because I was trying to finish all my others, which I did. But a lot of exciting things going on. All right, so anyway, back to Brother Robo. So I have all these things I did. I utilized VizCom, right? And VizCom allowed me to do this, right? So it took my drawings and it added volumetric elements. By the way, you all see that light up there? See that light? Watch this. I have the ability to turn that light off. See? It's literally part of the drawing, right? Now watch this. Let's go here now. Watch this. And this is an interesting thing you can do. See that? See that on top? See what happened there? Right now, that's a hard light. But what if we set this to overlay? So these are the kind of effects that you can give to your drawings, right? I use generative AI for two things. To eliminate the tedium of rendering and to eliminate the tedium of animation. Let me repeat again. I use generative AI for two things. To eliminate the tedium of rendering. So I'll do my drawing, I'll do the line work, I'll put shading in there, but when it has to go in all deep and stuff and start putting in rendering like that, to render something like that by hand would take me an entire day, if I was lucky. VizCom can do it in 2 minutes. You can do it in a minute. VizCom can do it. to animate this sequence where the idea is that the chamber opens up, that would take, to do this shot, if I layered it in Photoshop and I animated it, it would take me about, to animate this shot, if I did it, probably would take me about 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours. Right? The animation, if you're doing it in After Effects, it is not character animation, can be done relatively quickly because all you're doing is performing transforms or shapes. But if you're trying to do character animation, no freaking way can this stuff be done. I mean, it would take a person a week to animate this sequence if they were trying to animate it by hand. If they were trying to animate it in 3D, right? Pete Docter was just interviewed. I forget the name of the guy who interviewed him. See that? So that's my drawing. Viscom or other AI programs would basically add rendering to that. See how that does that? See what that does? Right? So as I add elements to that, so watch this. So I go here. Now that's pass through. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put that a multiply. See what happens there? See, I lay my flat colors on top of that. See what happens? So what the Gen AI is doing is it is allowing me to get to the meat of the meal much faster. Now, I know there are some people who feel like that's cheating. And I say to them, hell yeah, it's cheating. If it means it's going to keep me out of the hospital and not having to have another pulmonary embolism, I'm going to cheat away. If that's going to keep me from working for DC Comics and not drawing Batman, a character that I don't own, then, I'll have to learn how to live with that. But there is no scenario, short of, something lethal, where I see myself not utilizing this technology. After I finished Infinitum, I hurt myself really bad working on Infinitum. My nerves, I was not the same artist after I finished Infinitum because the human body is not meant to do 200 paintings, even if they're digital. It's too much. It's too much. And in a short, compacted time. Now, I'm glad I did. I'm very proud of that book. That book has made my reputation. It's allowed me to go far in what I'm doing. But I have to say that after Infinitum, I didn't have it in me again to do another book like that. I had maybe one book left in me. This technology allows me to have 20 books, maybe even 30, as long as I take care of myself, right? Taking my blood pressure pills, taking my Eliquis, on intermittent fasting. I didn't eat today till, 1:30, right? And I ate dinner, 2 hours ago? So I can't eat again until tomorrow. I'm back on it, baby. 2026 is starting off right? So we've got that happening. Further, animation, to be frank, animation was something that I could never, and I want to be a good animator. I want to tell moving stories. I'm just being honest with you. It's something I want to do. I want to tell moving stories. The problem is that I can't tell moving stories because it's too difficult to do. Now, for some people, that's what they do. But for most people, independent animators, they can't do long form stuff unless you're like Bill Plympton or something like that. But Bill Plympton is a freak, man. What's her name? Signe Ballman. These people are freaks that they can do animation, and they figured out so many shortcuts to getting their work done. It's what's it? Dan. Is it Dan Hertzfeld? I think that's his name. These people are freaks. I can't do that, But I found with digital, I could get close. But I could never get close enough with the character animation. As long as there was no movement with the characters, I could do it. So what I did here, by the way, very quick, what I'm doing here is I'm actually listing out. These are all so you can see here, see this? I'm actually laying the lettering here into my pages here because I'm actually laying out the book now. Right now, we're about 24 pages into High John Conqueror. I could do it as a floppy, but I don't think I want to do a floppy right now. Again, for you guys, my name is Tim Fielder. This is Live Drawing with Tim Fielder. I am Tim Fielder. Growing out my beard a little bit, so the gray is there. And it's a pleasure to be here with you guys tonight. All right, so let's go back to Brother Robo. So I did all these things, and let's go here to Clip Studio Paint. Now I want to try to do some comic work, but the system is sluggish today. So I'm going to see what happens. What I'll do is I will show the framework that I've done, and then we will go to see if once I speed everything up, what happens. Okay, so this is from yesterday. Basically what I did was I took, oh wow, look at that. That is slow and sluggish. So you see that? So this was all tones. That's all it is. Nothing magical about it. It's just a black and white drawing. See, so I did that black and white drawing. I think I traced something I had done a while ago. But I made some modifications here. I bought the emoticon pack. See? And then what I did was I made variants. So in this case here, you see that light there? When you put that highlight on here, that's what you got. But I wanted the background to show up a certain way. So I have a background. See? And with that, I have the ability through these layer states to turn things on. See? You can do that. You can do this. You see what I'm saying? So these are the things that I have the ability to be able to do keyframes, right? And with those keyframes, it makes things quite interesting. So for example, I generated new shapes and faces. This is Brother Robo. I showed you guys that before. Brother Robo opened. So this was the VizCom render that I did yesterday that I composited with my drawing. So all the shading and metal stuff like that is very useful stuff to have, right? Here's the head. So I imported my drawing into VizCom and it gave me back this. And this gave me a great start of things to work on, and I can composite that. These are the templates, the character design of Brother Robo here. Giant robot. I always wanted to see some black kids in giant robots. I know that's being a thing, that you're seeing that as a thing now, and that's great. So this is a sequence, right? And I'm pretty happy with the way things turned out. So I had the low angle thing. So let's go here. So 14 pages. And what I did was I took this sequence, the base, I took the canopy opening, and I took the overhead image of the face, right, waking up. Okay, so that worked out pretty good. Some of the stuff was a little wonky, but it's okay, right? So I'm not worried about that. All right, so I am going to take these here and I'm going to shut down Clip Studio Paint. I'll come back to Clip Studio Paint. I'm going to confirm my changes. We're going to save everything here. And the reason why I'm doing it, I just want to free up a little RAM. I don't want to save that. I'll save this. Now, look here. See what's happening here in that image? See how that top part is open? So I have different states. Now, it was a little tricky to do this, but this worked quite nicely. Okay. That's interesting. So we want to, I'm going to say no. We want to save as Canopy 2A. That's a JPEG, but what we're going to do is we're going to save this as a Photoshop document. I like to have it for a template so we can go back to it if we need to. Okay, so we got that there. All right, so we got this one here. And of course, this is this particular bot here. So I'll close that up. We'll save that as well. So we see what my keyframes are. So I'm happy with that. Right? All right. It is now 7:52 Eastern Standard Time. We've been streaming now for about 40 minutes. I'll go for another 20 minutes. All right. Let's go now, if we can, to this here. And we're going to go, you guys saw Hi John. I feel good about that. You saw Diesel Funk. You saw Facebook. Man. Facebook. Let me just check and see what's happening here on, okay, Twitch is going good. Facebook is going good. I have not figured out yet how to continually engage folks on TikTok. I now think I need to get a fourth monitor. And that is so I can have my things here. And I'm going to do a little bit more work on cleaning off my drives. But it's okay. I have 34 terabytes backup storage, so I'll be doing that soon enough. Let's see here. So we want to go to Manus. All right, so I went to Manus. Right here you can see what it is I'm working on a site here. So it's giving me some kind of, just trying to help my son out with this. It's been a little tricky, but I'm almost done here. But we're going to go here. So let's check this out. So as you can see here, some of these panels turned out okay. But some of them, see that? That's great. The end part of that, great. But how the hatch closed, that's not good. But that's all right. We can cut around that. Right? But how the light streams in, that's good. So I saved that. So it generated some of the animations. Again, now let's check this out. Watch what happens here. Okay, not bad. Not bad. But that's more like a zoom. It's okay, but, you know, it's all right. It's just okay. All right, let me pull this stylus down here so we can stop this more effectively. Okay. Now let's scroll up here. I did it again. This time wanted more dynamic movement with the camera. And again, it was just like, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. So I went into Photoshop here. And I effectively did two keyframes. I did this keyframe here. Right? So I generated the background. This is a silhouette, right? The shadows were done in Photoshop. And then I did that one. So basically, the two characters, the two leads, other than Brother Robo in this, are two twins, right? And so I just did, you can see here, pretty basic. I'm not trying to overly detail anything. That's not this kind of show this time. I actually want to live to finish this book, right? So I'm doing this, and, you know, that's what I did. So I input 2 frames. The result was this. Now, I felt like someone pulled a spike out of the back of my head when I saw that. That is alarming, and how good it is. Again, it's animating my drawing. I am not interested in the drawing looking like somebody else's stuff. I wanted to look like Tim's stuff. But what this did was, it for the first time, this is, I was telling my friend Mark today, what's fascinating about using this technology is that it allows me for the first time to approximate what I see my drawings doing, my character drawings doing in motion. That's something I never could do. It was almost impossible to do, because it's like, well, damn, okay, I got all this stuff, but I don't have the patience to sit up and animate 24 separate frames in between each, keyframe. I didn't know how to do that. But I can do 2 drawings, right? And look at that. Look how natural that. Look how that looks. Isn't that incredible? All right, so then I had to pull a Darwin Cook. I had all my elements together and I pulled them together. Now, some of the stuff worked, so I think that worked. That worked great. This one here, it's supposed to be a cartoon drawing, but I wanted a little bit more dynamism in this. So let's go here, and I'll show you what I did in Manus. Manus is a really, really incredible. Check this out. Oh, no. Is this it? Yes. So watch this. So I imported this image in, and this actually got it pretty quick. So I imported this in here and that. So I kind of zoomed. So I did a beginning frame and an end frame. So I wanted to start a wide view. Then I wanted to zoom in relatively close, but still give a level of medium shot of the expanse of where everything is. And by the way, I'm working in 16:9, right? And I inputted in, and Manus gave me back this. Now, that's crazy. First of all, I didn't ask for laser bolts being shot from the top of the base. But that's crazy. I don't give a damn what anybody says. And look at it. It has the parallax in there. Look at that. That's amazing. All the artifacts in there, I was perfectly fine with the artifacts in this. That didn't bother me. But I don't want lasers shooting from the top of the base. So what did I do? I had to tell it, remove the blast shooting from the base. Just leave the base alone. Again, I'm typing this. I could speak it, but I'm typing it. For some reason, I feel like I have more control when I'm telling the software what to do. I'm telling the AI what to do with my drawings. So here we go. Check this out. Pretty good, right? So I liked it because it had just enough kind of parallax to it to give the impression that there was, there's distance. Let's go back again and play it one more time. Now the sound, I didn't ask it to make the sound, but I found it useful to do. Okay, so that was pretty good. I felt like Manus did a fantastic job with that. Also, needed a title sequence, and this is where I was able to sort of experiment with titles. One of the things that my friend knows this, Mark, I'm the title guy. I can do sexy titles in After Effects. I'm great at it. All right. But so this is what I decided to do. It was going to start like that. It was going to start with them running, right? And then the words Brother Robo were going to appear. It's going to cast a shadow. And then it was going to flash there. But then I tried another variant here. See? Meaning I wanted a variant without the kids running. Now, even though I put all that stuff in there, I'm going to let you know, guys, this stuff gave me back some crazy freaking stuff. Eventually, I had to replace the last image. Watch this. This was funny. This is what it gave me. So it basically did the silhouette, but it replaced them with somebody else. I don't know who that is. That's not what we wanted. You see what I'm saying? That's not what we wanted. I want my drawings to be animated. But it kind of tried, but watch this, what happens. See, those are my drawings. But then it totally changed the logo, but it tried. Flame and stuff, I didn't even ask for that. But then it did, look what it did to my logo. That's hot. I like that. That's what I love about doing titles in AI. It's that you can experiment and kind of find your way if you are using your images as the prompt. Got it? I don't mind the AI taking liberties to a certain extent with my drawings as long as it uses my drawings as the base. So I had him redo the animation here because that was crazy. And this is what it came up with. That's wrong. But look at the flame. Isn't that crazy? But check this out. So what it ends up doing is doing multiple iterations. See that? See the flame? I thought, and look at this. Hold on. Stop. Stop. Look at that. I did not ask for it to draw a golden shining grid on board as the logo of Brother Robo is on fire. I did not ask it to do that. But hot damn. The word is hot and damn. That is, look at that. So what I've realized is I don't need that. I can use the front part, and I'm not going to use that. But I can use that. And the flame, and some of the stuff I can use. Whoa, look at that. Wow, hold on. It's like it's being irradiated, right? I thought that's pretty good. So I downloaded that variant. The other stuff I didn't use, all right? The one thing about this AI is that now it's becoming so commonplace, it's starting to, by default, add sounds, which can be good, but also can be problematic because one of the things that's happening when you're doing that is it is, hold on, let's go back here to my live here. I don't know what's going on here. Let's go here. I think we're good there. It's like cool, get some kind of interaction there. All right, cool. All right, so I had that. So I then took all those different frames that I had and I began to move into DaVinci Resolve. And I had my music. I had the videos. I edited everything together. I composited stuff together. See, watch that. See that? All right, so that animation I did. Whew. Well, if I'm going to equate the drawings, which were done a while ago, it probably took to do an entire 40-second sequence, 4 or 5 hours, right? But to do the animation today, all the animation was done in 2 hours, all of it. Yeah, about 2 hours. So with that, and I'm sure not a lot of people are watching tonight. That's okay. What I'm going to do here, because it's 53 minutes in, and I'm just going to play Premiere on this here, the Brother Robo trailer. I'm going to loop it. I'm hoping you guys can actually hear it. So we're going to go here to there. We're going to show open recent. We're going to go here. All right, and let's go to loop, and we're going to let that play about 3 times here. And hopefully you'll be able to see the actual video. I'm going to go to widescreen here. All right, let's check it out. Music done with me badly humming and tuning. And then all the other stuff. So let's check it out here. One more time. Okay. So that was the Brother Robo trailer. So as a result of having this experience over the last 24 hours, I have made a decision. I am going to commit to, for the next 2 months, while addition to doing Black Prince and Graphic History Hip Hop Volume 2 for the New York City Department of Education, for doing the comment for W.W. Norton, I'm going to add Brother Robo to my slate as animation because it's now technically doable without killing me. And I'm going to do that, and the objective is to produce the entire 4-page sequence with maybe a little bit on because I want to introduce 1 or 2 other characters. I want to premiere, a few episodes. I don't know how many episodes will be. I'm thinking 1 episode per week, right? So if I do 1 episode per week at, 2 to 3 minutes per, I should be able to, I would say, what's that, 6? That's 3 weeks because, we can't have 4 weeks. You have to have 3.5 weeks for Black History Month. So it's going to say 3, 6, maybe 9. So maybe 12 minutes total. Or I might even take it to 15. I might even take it to 15 just to get myself there. And if I do that, I'm all right. I'm perfectly fine with that. And I'll determine at that time, depending upon the reaction, whether or not I will continue working on Brother Robo or if I will call it a day. But I kind of think I'm probably going to, even if I take a break from it, it's like I could do something for Black History Month, which is great. I can do something for Juneteenth. So that's kind of fun as well. Maybe, do a series for Black History Month, then do another one for maybe, let's say, Juneteenth, right? Do something for Juneteenth. That would be dope, right? And then after Juneteenth, we could do something in the fall, and that is something I can rock with. So if I did something 3 times a year, 10, 15 minutes in a year, that's not bad. That's not a bad look. And that is enough for me to do complete seasons or story arcs in about 12 to 15 minutes of contained story, something action adventure. But in this particular case, this is something specifically designed for kids. And so that's where I am. And I'm going to launch a trailer probably sometimes next week. I don't know. It might be this trailer, but I think a title trailer as a teaser would be first. And that would end up being this here. Let's see, we can go, because I work on different timelines here. We go here. So we have this sequence here. That's the sequence that I've been showing you guys for. That's pretty good. But I don't want to introduce it to the public. I mean, for people who watch the show, that's great. But I have these other sequences here, see? That's perfectly fine. Right, as it's kind of a teaser trailer. Right? See? Do that with a little music. It'll probably last about 8 seconds. Brother Robo coming soon, right? Then we got this one right here, which is absolutely insane. That's not what I want. I want, let's say, zoom here. This is DaVinci, by the way. Resolve. So, see that? Look at that 3D move right there at the end. So a part of this, I'm wondering. Well, hold on. Let me just try something. Let me put this, like, say, right in front of this here. What happens? The same path. Let's see. Go here. Oh yeah, that's so. These would be like two different paths, right? Right, and one of these I could actually extend out even slower. So right, so for this one here could be quick, and this one here would be longer. And so that's something I can rock with. That I can rock with that. That's okay. That's not bad at all. I'll feel like if I did that, then I have two different. So next week will be. Let's check the calendar here. Just let's check lay calendar. Oh man, my live video has ended on Instagram. That's not good. I don't know why. Maybe they shut me down there. Anyway, so here to on the 29th of January is where the Digital Twin show opens up. That's for at New York University Gallatin Gallery. So on a Thursday will be the Digital Twin show. So if I go from the 29th, I could literally launch Brother Robo, say, the next day or two. This is all MLK weekend. So maybe I could launch it there, do another one the following Thursday or Friday. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Really, because that looks like 5 weeks, 5 weekends. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weekends. Yep. And that might not be so bad if, or let's say, yeah, 5 weekends. Say lunch on Fridays, or over the weekends. You never know. But the point is I could do that, and if it was 3 minutes per episode, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's 15 minutes of story, and I think I could do some fun stuff in that time. That would be fun. All right, it's going to end here, so let's move this here. All right, so we're going to try one more time here. Okay, good. We're still going on TikTok here. Just had to check that. One day I'm gonna become much better at doing this type of stuff. And it's saying here, it ended the live stream. Yeah, it did end the live stream. Okay, we're not gonna worry about that. Instagram is, like I said, Instagram is really weird the way that's working. But Facebook is going well. Substack is going well. Instagram still going strong. This is great. And I think you guys, let me make sure I see everything correctly here. Let's go to mail. Yeah, you guys see everything that's going. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. So launch on January 30th, that Friday, 30th, the 6th, the 13th, the 20th, and the 27th. So that's 5 days, 5 sectors, anywhere from 90 seconds to 3 minutes. And that sounds like something that could be a lot of fun. Just once a week, not trying to do more than that. One, because I think that's sustainable. And just, is it going to be tiring? Probably. But you know what? Whatever. I don't care. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. All right. So we've been streaming now for about a little bit over an hour. I've hit my limit of what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys one more time the Brother Robo trailer, and we will call it a night here. I'm going to premiere the whole thing soon enough. So just stick with me here. Let me just go here quick. Recent items. We're going to go to QuickTime Player. Player. All right, we got that. And cancel that. We don't need that. Open there. We're going to go here to open recent. And with this, I will play this trailer 2 times and we'll shut it down. And I thank you guys so much for being here with me again. I try my best to stream at least 5 days a week if I can, but sometimes I fall short. I'll just do 2 days, 3 days. But I always try to stream every week. The last 2 weeks I stopped streaming because, at first I was like, I'm going to stream through the holidays. Like, you're going to rest during the holidays. You're going to catch up on work, which is what I did. A lot of stuff that I had outstanding needed to get done. So that got done there. With that, let me end today's show with 2 more screenings of Brother Robo. We're going to go to loop it, and we will loop it. And I may even play it more than that, but that's what we're going to do. And then I will shut it down here. With that, thank you guys so much. It is a joy to be here. I'm Tim Fielder. Please hit like, subscribe on my YouTube channel. I got my subscribers. I want to thank everyone for helping me get over 500 subscribers. That's great. But now I got to get my view hours up, and that's a big deal. So let me do this, and good night.